You're it.
I didn't know that, but now I do.
You need a moment?
You know, I can do this.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and call to order this Kerrville City Council meeting for June 4th, 2025. Thank you for everybody being here tonight. Let's start off by standing up and having an invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Delane Siegerman.
So if you bow your heads and pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, it's a privilege and an honor to have this place to come and air our concerns and our opinions and hear input from our staff and others that can help us make important, intelligent decisions. Be with our first responders and those that are on the front line every day that keep us safe and keep our city safe. Help us to go through this agenda tonight with ease and diplomacy and respectability and doing all those things you would have us to do. In your Son's name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First, we'll have announcements of community interest. Stuart?
Thank you, Mayor. We have two quick announcements tonight, both of which are repeats, so that will help on being quick. Council, if you're still interested, there's still 2 more days to sign up for the Cornhole Tournament, which will be this Saturday at, where is that? The Trailhead, isn't it? Yeah, Trailhead Beer Place there over there on Shriner campus. It is $40 if you sign up in advance. I believe you can have a late fee. You can actually sign up on the day of, but we would encourage you to go ahead and do it in advance. Do you know how many people we have so far? I do not. Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to that. That starts at 5 o'clock. A lot of fun. I think that's like the old Washers game, except there's, 3 holes instead of 1? Yeah. And for those who don't know, we do have a little event next Friday in the park, our Kerrville 4th on the River. This is the, what is this, how many years now? Another one. Quite a few years. And, we're going to have 3 big acts out there so far that we've announced. That's Los Juanos, Jamie Lynn Wilson, of course, Robert Earl King. We have a 4th act, which we will be announcing later this week. Surprise headliner, and we look forward to making that announcement. We encourage everybody to come out for that. And we certainly want to say thank you to Fisher's Mini Mart, who will be sponsoring all the fireworks. So come on out. It's always a fun time.
Thank you. Do we have any other announcements?
Yes, this will be an ongoing announcement until October. So we have our first downtown Water Street Festival planned for October 25th. It'll be from 10 to 4. The streets will be closed, Water Street and Earl Garrett, portions of them, so you can walk about safely. You'll have the ability to taste whatever the merchants have, whether it's food or drinks, but live music, some artists. And we just got 2 checks in the mail today, sponsorship checks, so it's rolling along. We're looking forward to it. That's October 25th.
Thank you. Jeff?
Just had a wonderful experience on Saturday, and Mr. Mayor, I know you were there, and Lewis was there, but Blues Fest, 4th annual Blues Fest at Carver Park over in the Doyle Center, and it was, Coach Pfeiffer sang a little bit, and he had a young lady up there that, man, she was phenomenal. So if you got to go, you know what I'm talking about. If you missed it, plan on going next year because it is, it's awesome, the talent and the things that we have in Kerrville, and it's, I love the blues, and it was almost like New Orleans.
It was wonderful. It was Ashley, and when she sang it last, oh my gosh. Kent, anything?
Yeah, I was not going to make this announcement, but the word's already gotten out, so I just want to reiterate that we are doing a cat colony workshop tomorrow night at 6 p.m. out at the Hill Country Youth Event Center, and it's a workshop. We're trying to get our cat colony caretakers on board through a registration process, and that way we can help them reduce those numbers and keep those colonies safe that are within the city limits. So if you're interested in that event, it's tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at Hill Country Youth Event Center.
Everything. let's move on to presentations, and we're going to start with the Kerrville Kindness Award. Cody, you and your family, come on down, please. We're going to meet right down here. Before I read the certificate, I've known you since you were just a little fella.
I didn't realize how many people in here I would know. I got here.
In fact, he's the third generation of the Dunks family that I've known personally. We all went to the same church together, and I'm proud of you. Thank you for all you do. Let me read this real quick. The City of Kerrville recognizes Cody Dunks on the June 24th, 2025 Kerrville Kindness Award. Cody Dunks has proudly served the Kerrville community as a Republic Services driver for the past 8 years. Recently, his dedication and kindness earned him special recognition from local residents. On March 27th, Anita Browning praised Cody for going above and beyond by stepping out of his truck to carefully reposition her trash bin on a steep driveway, ensuring it wouldn't tip over. Then on April 15th, 86-year-old Mary Breedlove expressed deep gratitude after Cody came to her aid when she fell in her driveway. She described him as exceptionally kind and compassionate and wanted to publicly share her thanks. In recognition of Cody's thoughtful actions and commitment to service, the City of Kerrville Public Works Department is proud to honor him as a shining example of Kerrville kindness. And this has been signed by the entire City Council. So congratulations. Thank you. Before we have the pictures, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Actually, yes. I started by, I didn't know how many people I would know in here until I got in here. And one of the things that Republic Services as a company really emphasizes to its employees is how our customers are our number one priority. And that's great for a company, I guess really any company, to really emphasize your customers. But for me, in the city of Kerrville, it's a little bit different because I am the third generation here, and I have a lot of people, family that live in Kerrville, and friends and church family and whatnot. And so, you know, I just drive around and pick up trash. That's all I do. But for me, it's really a service to my family and my friends and the community. And so, you know, it means something a little different to me, perhaps, than it might some other people that work for the trash reclamation business here in Kerrville. But as far as being able to be in certain places at certain time, I don't really like recognition or the spotlight. So, you know, glory to God for putting me in the right place at the right time to be able to do these kinds of things. And you know, I think that's what we're called to do, is be kind and love one another. And that's just something that I think Kerrville is doing with this award. I think it's a good thing highlighting the acts of kindness, because it seems like when you turn on the news, all you see is negative. And so, you know, I want to reciprocate and thank the city for being able to highlight these kinds of things. And I'm just doing what I'm doing, and that's all I have to
I think he is also kind. He deserves it. But
No, for once I don't have anything to say.
she's a proud mommy. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just the mother-in-law and I won't say anything.
We're all just very
Father-in-law?
very proud.
You don't have enough time in the meeting.
Well, I'm proud of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's get a picture with everybody.
someone else wants to read something.
Oh, please come up.
So,
Please come up.
we're hoping that Anita would show up. Anita's not here today, but Miss Mary Breedlove, who you assisted with, sent this card, and she was not able to make it. She doesn't drive anymore, so it's kind of late for her, she said, so she's at home. But she did write, Cody, thank you so much for helping me when I fell on the street about a month ago. You're very, very kind to do everything to give me aid and comfort. I feel very blessed to have you on our street every Tuesday. So my sincerest thanks and good wishes, Mary Breedlove. And the card reads, your generosity means more than it's possible to say and is truly appreciated. So, yeah, thank you for what you do.
Go ahead, please.
On that note, like, I've driven around for however long, what is this, like, I think I started working for Republic in 2016, and I've made a lot of friends around Kerrville, and it's really, you know, we're small, and so there's only one other guy, and so technically, like, half of you in here, I pick up your trash, and I hope I do a good job, and if I don't, you know,
I'll hear about it.
yeah. Anyway, it's just, yeah. Oh, I've lost my train of thought.
All right, just hold it.
Becca can do that.
Okay.
And then pick the camera over here. Everybody smile.
And one more. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Congratulations, young man.
EIC board members Kim and Greg.
I don't see Greg here, but Kim's here. Kim, come on up, please. Hi.
Hi.
I think first time I met you was when you and my spouse, Carolyn, started working for the school district on the same day, on the same campus, across the hall from each other.
That's good.
And she has some wild stories about that year. And
Not about each other, about.
no, about
About experiences as a first-year teacher. Of little children.
and some children who are now in their 30s. I mean 20s. Also, Kim is one of the ladies who came by the print shop and said, you need to run for city council, as did Brenda Hughes and Judy Eichner, and I told them no.
He did tell us no.
They just kept coming back. Let me read this resolution. It's signed by the Kerrville City Council. City of Kerrville resolution of commendation. Whereas Kim Clarkson has served as a member of the Economic Improvement Corporation, the date of service beginning June 2021, and whereas Kim Clarkson has served faithfully and dutifully on said board, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Kerrville, Kerr County, Texas, Kim Clarkson be recognized for outstanding service as a member of the Economic Improvement Corporation, and on behalf of the citizens of Kerrville, as well as for ourselves individually, we wish to express our sincere appreciation for her contributions to the city and our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to say a few words?
We'll just say thank you to everyone in this room, representing the city, representing the city council, and it has been an honor, and I am thankful that you had the faith in me to allow me to do that, and I look forward to the big things. For the first time that the city council and EIC got together to really work together on getting some big things done in Kerrville that'll be coming soon. So I'll be very proud of that.
Thank you. Not only did she serve on the EIC, you were the president of the EIC.
Yes, I like to be in charge of stuff.
She likes
She's running for mayor.
What's next? Kim?
Great job.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Kim,
Thanks,
for
Kim.
Thank you, Kim.
your service.
Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
David McCormick.
What's next?
Mayor.
I don't know what that looks like.
All right, David McCormick.
Thank you, Kim.
He's not here, but you are here to take it in his behalf. Great. Go ahead and please.
Good evening, Council. I am here tonight to just announce our newest selection for the Arts and Municipal Buildings Initiative. Local artist David McCormick's work is featured just outside the chambers. David McCormick received his Bachelor's of Arts degree from Sam Houston State Teachers College in Huntsville. After graduating, he worked in the Houston area in television and at NASA during the Apollo program. Mr. McCormick went on to earn his Master's degree of Arts in 1972 from New Mexico Highlands University and pursued a teaching career. And he's taught in a number of universities throughout the United States. He is actively involved locally with Kerr Arts and Cultural Center and a board member at the Hill Country Arts Foundation. His pieces outside city chambers explore themes of patriotism and heritage, and we thought quite appropriate for the summer months and our upcoming 4th of July celebration. So thank you, and thank you for your support and your support of arts in the community.
Is Mr. McCormick here?
He is not here.
Well, come accept this for him and bring your daughter with you. So a lot of people don't know we have an art program. We're neighbors. I've seen you all the time. Tell me what the hell's to you. All right. The City of Kerrville Certificate of Recognition is hereby presented to David McCormick, recognizing his art on display in City Hall. Whereas the Kerrville Convention and Visitors Bureau Community Arts Program is dedicated to a wide range of art in public spaces. And whereas the city supports art in public places through the Art in Municipal Buildings Initiative as part of the CAP's commitment to promote local artists, provide greater community access to the arts, and enhance Kerrville's cultural identity. And whereas David McCormick is a native Texan and a longtime Hill Country resident, bringing decades of artistic experience and a deeply personal perspective. And whereas David received his Bachelor of Art degree from Sam Houston State Teachers College and worked in the Houston area in television and at NASA, as previously stated. David's work is on display here at Kerrville City Hall. So I've signed this certificate of recognition for him, and I'm sure one of us will get it to him.
I will make sure.
All right, let's get a picture anyway. Can you hold it for us? Would you mind holding it for us? Perfect. Good job.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Of course.
See y'all later.
Yes.
On the street. Right. The Boyettes live on our street. And when we moved on that street, we had two children, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and we brought the average age on that street down to 98. Now you're on the street, and y'all brought the average age down to 98. That's wonderful. It's good to see both of you.
Thank you.
Shelley, do we have anyone signed up to speak?
No, sir.
Thank you. Next item is the consent agenda. All items are considered routine and can be approved in one motion unless a council member, staff, or member of the public asks for separate consideration. Would any council member like to remove anything? Staff or public? We do have one ordinance that needs to be read into the record. Shelley.
Ordinance number 2025-14, second reading, an ordinance amending the comprehensive plan for the City of Kerrville, Texas, Kerrville 2050 pursuant to Chapter 213 of the Texas Local Government Code by updating different chapters of the plan to reflect progress made to the original Kerrville 2050, addressing resiliency and adding a small area plan for Nimitz Lake and a full downtown plan. This ordinance on June 10th, 2025, City Council approved on the first reading.
All right, do I have a motion then on the full consent agenda?
I will. I'll make a motion. I'll move to approve items 4A, 4B, 4C, and 4D of the consent agenda.
Second. Third.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, so vote, and it passes unanimously. All right, on to 5A, a resolution concerning the interfund loan. Mr. Rice.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. This is pretty straightforward. This is the kind of final step into the eminent domain proceedings, or the settlement, if you will. We had talked through before on what the city and the county's portions are going to be, and really this is just a step of how we want to fund it. The inter-fund loan is basically a pot of money that we have to set aside for, for the landfill, should we ever have to take it back over. We're basically just borrowing against that plus interest and paying ourselves back over time once we get the reimbursement from TxDOT. So it's just a funding, the resolution for just the funding source of this.
This provides funding for the gap in between the purchase and the reimbursement by the state. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. So we have to front the money, the full $3 million, which is split between the city and the county. 1.2 of that, so this is for not to exceed 1.2 million. There is already 350,000 set aside from the city and 350,000 set aside from the county. So this is just the delta. But we'll pay it up front and then get reimbursed a portion of that from TxDOT.
And the county's aware of their commitment?
Yes, sir.
Any comments or questions for Mr. Rice? All right, if there's none, I'll accept the motion.
I would move to approve resolution number 15-2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, so vote. All right, thank you. We're one step closer to buying that land. Thank you. Item 5B, order creating the West Texas Health Provider Participation District. I believe we're going to start with Mr. Rice. Is that correct?
We can, yes. And I'll quickly turn it over to Peterson. But basically, we were approached, actually the city was approached in 2023, I think, or maybe even a little bit before that, on what this program could do. I'm not even going to try to get into the understanding of it more or less. We'll let the experts kind of talk through that. But Peterson then approached us with some of the federal politics kind of going on. Peterson had reapproached us on what this district would be. And so, Mayor, I'd turn it back over to you so we can turn it over to Peterson and really let them kind of talk through what this program is.
Perfect. All right, here's what we'd like to do. Please come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and then if you need a podium, you can actually use that one over there. Whatever's easiest for you, okay? Please come up. Or there, wherever's easiest.
Okay, I'll use this one.
And introduce yourself. You're new to the community, and we're glad you're here.
Thank you, and I'm happy to be here. My name is John McDonald. I am the president and CEO of Peterson Health. You say you need address as well. 197 San Juan South is my address in Kerrville here. I'm the president and CEO of Peterson Health. As I mentioned, tonight with me I have Lisa Medovich, who's our Chief Financial Officer, Joe Pizor, who's our Chief Operating Officer, and I also have Matt Gilbert here with us tonight, who is a subject matter expert on these types of districts and is consulting with us on this. And we're here to ask the city tonight to take a simple procedural step that would allow Peterson to continue accessing critical Medicaid funding without any cost to the city or to local taxpayers. Specifically, we are asking for your approval to create a new district under Chapter 300A of the Health and Safety Code. And this district would have the authority to levy a provider fee on hospitals. That fee would be 100% funded by those hospitals and would be used to bring in federal matching funds that help offset the cost of the care that we provide to Medicaid and uninsured patients. These federal matching funds are absolutely essential for Peterson Health. We do see a large number of Medicaid and uninsured patients, and we care for them as part of our overall mission of caring for this community. But the cost of providing that care is significant. And funding this district helps us access those federal funds that allow us to continue to provide services the way we want to, that the city of Kerrville both expects and deserves. So the structure that we're asking you to set up makes sure that we have a reliable way to continue to access those funds. As Mr. Rice mentioned, we've actually been interested in pursuing this program for a couple of years now. The key thing now is we have a couple of great partners in both Howard County and Brown County. We have a great working relationship with the local hospitals there, Hendrick Medical Center, Brownwood, and Scenic Mountain Medical Center. And we're very confident that we'll have a good collaborative partnership with them. The other thing to note at this is that this is not a new or untested concept. There are many of these districts operating across the state, including an additional multi-jurisdictional district like we're proposing tonight. It's operating very successfully, and there, as it will be here, there is no financial burden on the city. There are no new taxes and no ongoing responsibility for the city other than appointing a board member every 2 years. So this would be a great thing to support Peterson and allow us to continue to serve the community the way that we want to. And I'm happy to take any questions for you, anything I can't answer for you. I may defer to Matt, and he can happy to walk you through any details.
Any questions?
We had coffee and we got a chance to visit about it a lot, so.
Any questions?
We're really proud of the progress that Peterson Health has made, and it's a great part of our community, and if we can help by not spending any money, then we should.
Appreciate that.
Brenda, any comments?
No, I also met with Mr. McDonald, and I told him he had a tough act to follow, because I've been here long enough to have known what our hospital, or at least the reputation of our hospital, used to be 30 years ago versus what it is now. And I want to keep it at the level that it's at, but it means that you need to be able to function, and you cannot function if you do not have funding sources. And so I told you in my meeting with you, and I'll tell you again today, that I'm proud of Peterson Regional Medical Center, and I'll do everything that I can to make sure that it functions the way it's been functioning.
I'll echo the sentiments of council. John, I had the opportunity when you came to see me in my office, and we talked about this and the importance of it. And we talked a little bit about home health care and your home care, and how many residents and citizens don't want to go to a nursing home or skilled living. They want to go home. And I think this is going to be an opportunity that we can help those residents, not even in Kerrville, Kerr County. And like Brenda just said, we are blessed and fortunate to have Peterson Regional Medical Center in Kerrville. I want to only look at John. I'm going to look over here because Joe, I've known you since pretty much I moved to Kerrville. And, you know, we're just blessed in the Hill Country to have y'all as part of our community. Thank y'all.
We have an order before us. Is there a motion on this item?
I'll move to approve.
Or did you have another?
Oh, I'm going to second it. as soon as
Oh,
you
okay.
say it. I'm ready.
2025-0624, order creating West Texas Healthcare Provider Participation District.
Second.
Motion made in second. Any further discussion?
Thanks for being here tonight. It was.
All those in favor, so vote, and it passes unanimously. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
God bless y'all. You have a nurse that also took blood from me today on this, that we were talking, and I didn't even know it was finished. I went, oh, you're done? Lydia is her name.
Thank you for being here. And you're not required to stay for the rest of the meeting. You're welcome. Although I don't think we have a lot left to discuss. Item 5C, Mr. Burrow.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. So this item is for Republic Services, petition to council for an extraordinary rate increase pursuant to the agreement we have with them. And this applies only to the landfill operations. It won't impact the residential rate collection, just for the landfill operations. So Tom Armstrong is here to present and make his request. And Tom Armstrong.
Mr. Armstrong, please use the podium. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Tom Armstrong, 15207 Fall Haven in San Antonio. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm the municipal manager for Republic Services. One of the accounts I'm responsible for is the city of Kerrville. And I just noticed that I'm the second trash guy on the agenda tonight, so that can't. 3,
That's something.
That's right, that's right. So that can't happen very often. Trashy agenda. But anyway, thanks again. And David had mentioned that we are requesting a rate increase at the gate rate at the transfer station due to some extraordinary costs that we've incurred due to a third-party supplier. But to get started, there is a clause in the contract, the disposal agreement 6, section 8B1 is amended to add that Republic Services may petition the City Council at any time for additional rate and price adjustments on the basis of unusual changes in its cost of operations, such as revised laws, changes in location of disposal sites, and for other reasons. Such rate increases shall be subject to the review and approval for City Council. There we go. Like I said, we have experienced several significant extraordinary cost increases in the last several years, really going back 2 years. And it has to do with the transportation cost of hauling solid waste from Kerrville Transfer Station to Testman Road Landfill in San Antonio. And we have incurred transportation cost increases of 14.24%. And that's a net number that I'll get into a little more, but that's since 2022. In addition to that, we're charged a fuel surcharge whenever diesel goes over $2 per gallon. And it's been a minute since diesel's been $2 a gallon. So basically every month we're paying a surcharge. That just adds kind of fuel to the fire. Whenever diesel goes up significantly, it really hinders our returns, as you can imagine. And then, of course, last weekend diesel shot up about 50 cents a gallon, which will add to our 2025 surcharge. And with rates north of $3 a gallon now, the gate rate is calculated assuming $2 fuel and no surcharge. And obviously, when it's up around $3 and $3.15, we are having to absorb a surcharge on that transportation cost. If anyone has any questions, just holler at me. One of the things that is affecting us is we're really the only hauler being hit with these cost increases. We have competitors coming across the scales at the transfer station that aren't paying for these increased costs. We're the only ones that are. So
Why is that?
well, because the third party has a contract with us, so we're paying those transportation costs that have gone up. So we're asking to basically pass that through and even the playing field a little bit so that our competitors are feeling the same pain that we are, or paying their fair share is probably a better way to say it. We also got a notice from the hauler that there's going to be another 3% price increase hitting on 8/1. This is a one-time ask on our part. I don't know how long we've had the Kerrville contract, but I came on board in 2006, and it's been at least that long. So I know it's been a long relationship. But that'll just help us kind of absorb that a little bit. So in 2022, transportation costs per ton averaged $21.47 per ton. 2023, it went up to $24.96, which is year over year. That's a 16.2% increase. Then 2024, it went up another close to 6% increase. So that totals up to an increase of 22.24%. Now, we do have an annual price increase that hits every year, That increase is based on consumer price index, and the sub-index is garbage and trash. That makes it a little more applicable to our industry. So that helps offset some of these things. However, there is a cap on the price increase that we can give the city annually, and that's 4%. Generally, that's never been an issue for us. However, since the pandemic, there's been pretty significant inflation, and some of the higher CPIs that I've seen in my career. 2024, the CPI garbage and trash was 6.58, but it's capped at 4%. So 2.58 wasn't able to be passed through. Same thing in 2023, another 6.26% was capped, and 2.26 we had to eat or to absorb. 2022, 4.69% capped at 4, a little bit less than 1% was not passed through. So that comes to close to 6% of those PI cost increases that we weren't able to pass through and recover. So if you take our annual or the transportation cost increase that we're talking about, take out the annual price increase that we were able to do, which was 2 years at 4%, that equals a net of 14.24% cost increase that we've absorbed. We're asking for an 8% increase at the gate rate. So it's not the full amount that we're asking for. There's a little bit of leeway in there that we're willing to take. But anyway, I'll give you a quick summary. These unique cost increases have affected returns for Republic Services significantly. Annual price increases normally help to offset these types of unforeseen increases. Unfortunately, the increases outpace the annual price increases significantly. Due to the extension of the contract recently between Kerrville and Republic Services, there will be no price increase in 2025, the regular annual price increase, so there won't be one that hits the transfer station. There will not be a price increase that hits the residents in 2025. In return for that, we got a 5-year extension. So it's kind of a good year to do that since there's not a price increase anyway, so that you won't be double hit with an annual price increase and then this extraordinary one. Yeah, so only the gate rate is increased if it's approved by council. We're really proud of our long-standing relationship and partnership with the city. It's absolutely one of the best partnerships that we have in our marketplace. And I really thank you for your consideration. Is there any questions I can answer?
Questions?
Well, I was thinking 8% was really high when I first saw the request, and now I read this, but having gone through this, I actually feel like it's warranted. So thank you for the very good detailed explanation.
You're welcome.
Mr. Armstrong, I see in your slideshow that you gave us, $235,360. Is that from transporting from Kerrville to San Antonio, or is that just?
That's just the diesel surcharge. So that was one year surcharge. So in that section, I was kind of explaining the surcharge and how that affects us. And as an example, in 2024, diesel was actually kind of normal last year. It's a little higher now than it was then, but we did have surcharges of $235,000. Yes, sir.
That's just for the Kerrville route.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Council, what is your will on this one?
Solution to this is prices aren't coming down. Nothing's coming down. It's, everything's going up. You know, you made the point diesel's the cheapest thing to refine and make, and it's the most expensive fuel that's on the road. And it's just at the facility, so it's not gonna affect our residents in town.
Correct.
As much as I don't like raising prices on anything, I think it's necessary. I wish things would come down and prices come down, but that's not the world we're in right now.
Any other comments?
So staff's recommending that we do this.
Yes, that's correct.
Recommended action is just for us to consider and act upon.
I would make a motion to approve the price adjustments.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? There's a vote. And it passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming again. You don't have to wait till the very end of the meeting. Really head home.
Thank you.
5D, authorization for the city manager to negotiate and finalize construction at the Olympic pool. Mr. Burrow.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just give a quick recap of where this is. You know, in 2018, we did a concept study to explore, as part of the comp plan action item, explore options for the Olympic pool renovation. You know, part of those were detailing, you know, whether it was going to be competition, leisure, combination of both. So once we got into that, we started looking at funding opportunities, and in 2023, with EIC and City Council approval, the bonds were passed, with this project being one of 4 or 5. With that, we did the funding agreement for $7 million back in March of '24, and went through the design process. And in April, had the initial bids come in, 2 bids over budget. And last month, you rejected those bids to allow us to do some value engineering and also change the process of which we intake those. We switched from sealed bids to proposals. So in addition to that, while we had it on the street, we brought it back to you and EIC to amend the funding agreement to go to $7.75 million. That covers the construction costs, but also the design and some of the ancillary costs, you know, testing, contracts like that. So before you tonight, just a quick recap of where we've got the scope. I'm not going to, you know, read through all these, but what I'll do instead is provide some pretty little pictures that architects like to draw up. And Marmon Mock was able to present some for us. So what we have here, this will be the entrance once we are done with the project. We wanted to have it a little more inviting than the 1970 facility that we've got now. Do some modifications for ADA to meet the requirements. Additionally, from the pool deck area, you know, we're going to install the bulkhead for competition, but we're also gonna rehab that whole deck area where there's been some failures. And now the one thing I will mention on this is the breezeway to the right. The cover of that was an alternate that we did not select. So as we get further along the action, what you'll see is that cover is not on there. The main cover over the entry is still to remain. And so this is going to be the lobby area. It'll be open air, a little more inviting. There's going to be a staff office behind the desk. There's going to be some family rooms, some vending, first aid, much needed training facilities in this area. And well, we just went all the way to the end there. So I don't need you to see the approvals yet, but I want to give you a recap. Yeah, I think the remote battery's dying. There we go. And also one of the main things we wanted to do with this area is have a more inviting toddler pool. The one that's out there is definitely outdated. This is going to be a zero beach entry, and just aesthetically pleasing, have a few little features in there for the kids. So, with that, like I said, we switched it to the proposals. We had some evaluation criteria, one of which you'll see on the bottom is additional value engineering. So staff and Marmon Mock went through what we identified and allowed the contractors to give us additional ideas that maybe we overlooked. And with that, we got 3 contractors, and the committee selected J.K. Bernhardt as 1, Jordan Foster as 2, and Hebe Mantor Construction as 3. So before you tonight is approval to move forward with J.K. Bernhardt's proposal for the base bid, which includes some allowances for little exploratory items, in addition to add alternate one, which was one of the messages that we heard from EIC and council to make this competitive. So this will still have the competitive timing and scoreboard system. It's not going to be a temporary plug and play. This is going to be there day one, and it'll be ready for parks and anyone to utilize. In addition, like I said, we went through some value engineering options. We've got 3 of them. Pool plaster removal, instead of doing a hydroblast, it's going to be a chip out method. It's actually pretty substantial cost savings with that. And the trench drain, that was just doing one drain between the building and the pool, and just letting the other 3 sides just sheet flow off. And then lastly, the restroom and office doors. So if you recall, I mentioned there was an office behind that counter area. They had a frosted glass, and we talked about it, and we're going to do some metal doors in lieu of with some vision panels. That way, for security reasons and and anything like that, plus significant cost savings, we're going to be able to utilize the best dollars that we can moving forward. With that, the total contract amount that we're proposing to award is $6.5 million, shown there on the bottom. So, any questions?
Just about the restroom. Because I use that pool a lot, because I have 15 grandkids. Are you going to have bathrooms just on the inside pool area, or are you going to have restrooms on the outside in the storefront at all?
So it's all going to be on the inside, and I'll see if I can get back safely. If you look on the left side of the screen, there's a few.
Okay.
I think there's 1 family room or 2? 2 family rooms. So there will be an external component, but the majority is still within the building itself.
So nothing on the outside for the public?
No, just this one, as far as being somewhat outside.
Nothing in the locker rooms?
So we are not doing the training or the team locker rooms. We're just going to have similar to what it is now, with the locker room / restroom combination.
Okay. That's it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Should we vote to authorize this contract? Is there any idea about when the pool will reopen?
So we are still aiming for Memorial Day of next year. We have talked with Bernhardt, and there's stuff that staff is going to do in conjunction to going through the procurement of bonds and insurance from Bernhardt. We're going to start kind of the administrative process, reviewing submittals, just trying to cut down the time period. It's probably, we're looking more at the middle of June, just as a conservative measure, but they are still full aware that Memorial Day is our ultimate goal.
Good, thank you.
Yes, sir.
A little bit of background. I took swimming lessons at that pool when I was a child. And
it's still there?
And it's due renovations, I'm telling you. But man, in the 70s, it was pretty darn cool.
I don't guess you're going to be able to save that artwork that's on that wall that the students did, the sparrows.
The sparrows. No,
Is
I
it
don't
on
think
the
so, 'cause I think
building?
we're taking everything down. I'm trying to think where the sparrows even are.
In the hallway.
So, no.
You obviously don't go to the pool.
I don't.
Those were painted by Fredericksburg students
Yes.
anyway. So.
Don't say that too
All right,
loud.
is there a motion then on item 5D?
I'll move to authorize the city manager to finalize and execute a construction contract.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, so vote. And it passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown.
Bernhardt's getting busy.
All right, item 6A. I don't see Julie, but I see you.
It's me tonight. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Okay, so we're looking at financials through May of 2025. All right. And right into the general fund. So property tax is 96% collected through the end of May. And this is in line with our budget estimate. June 30th is the deadline for the half payers. And so once we get those those numbers in, will probably be majority collected. Sales tax is tracking behind budget estimate by approximately 92,000. We do monitor sales tax closely, and I know Julie gives you the same spill every month, but our current 12-month rolling average is pretty much flat. And so that means it's a possibility we'll make budget. As long as the next 5 months come in flat or better, then we'll possibly make it. Your next revenue down that we want to point out is recreation revenue. It's currently $111,000 behind budget. We were pretty strategic in budgeting for the golf closure, but it's just not quite panning out exactly. So we're just hoping once that opens again, we'll get back on track here. Municipal court is currently down behind 50,000 for the year. Just kind of monitoring that. So all in all, total revenues behind 146,000 through May. Personnel, 112,000 better than budget, and that could be some vacancies, but everything's rolled up into that, benefits and training. Maintenance is coming in right in budget. We do anticipate to finish out the maintenance dollars for streets, and that'll put us right on track. So all in all, looking pretty good. Total expenses are better than budget on the general fund side. All right, I think we jumped ahead too far. No, we didn't. Sorry. Your maintenance and operations property tax, we just want to talk about that a little bit more. They put some more slides in here. So your left chart is your budget versus the actual collections on the property tax revenue. So month over month, the trends are very consistent. We can look at those month over month and compare them year over year, and that's how we get our budget estimates. So 96% collected, and we're close to finishing that out. Your right chart here is property tax revenue in comparison to the M&O rate for the last 6 years. Property growth and new additions that come online are what helps us meet those property tax budgets that we set for ourselves. It's different every year, but that's just for comparison there for you to see. There's a lot of factors that go into it, so it adjusts naturally as property values go up, and naturally our tax rate will go down. All right, here's a slide on sales tax. So fiscal year 25 sales tax budget was set 3% lower than fiscal year 24. We did not make 24. We had a shortfall of approximately 618,000. So we made that cut early on. This year does look better. It is lining up, and there's different factors in sales tax revenues also. Sometimes we have late payers, we have early payers, sometimes we have audit payments. So it never just falls right in line, but the trends always stay the same. Right now, if you look at that chart on the right, May year over year is lining right up, and looks like we'll be right on track there. I pressed it, but it doesn't want to go. All right, these pie graphs right here are comparison of the business industries for the sales tax payers. So looking at fiscal year 25 compared, or 24 compared to 25, you can see they're extremely similar. The retail, food service, manufacturing, they always have held our larger taxpayers in those categories, and they're pretty consistent, just same situation year over year. And I just wanted to give you an extra view of sales tax and what we look at. Okay, on to the water fund. Right now, water revenue is performing $67,000 better than budget estimate, and that is $895,000 better than fiscal year 24. We obviously had a huge shortfall last year. For comparison reasons, May this time last year was behind $505,000, so doing a lot better. Sewer is trending a little bit behind. Our budget estimate it was $533,000 better than fiscal year 24. So, we worked on our water model very hard last year, and we wanted to align it way more so. It's in conjunction with consumption is up a little bit, as well as the rates went up a little bit, but we're trying to line it all up, and looks like it's performing well. As far as expenditures in the water fund, personnel is $48,000 behind budget. We are seeing a shortfall in the group insurance and some overtime compared to our budget estimate, those kind of things. Sometimes salaries or the overtime, you just don't know. But also, Julie likes to point out how the transfer there is a little bit higher than last year, not a little bit, a lot of it, $925,000 more so, because we were working on sustainability pieces of transfers out to CIP and asset replacement. All right, development services looks pretty good, $100,000 better than budget estimate, but again, that's a very volatile division, just depending on development and what's going on in our community. Expenditures slightly behind budget, shortfall again in group health insurance, and that's across every division. We just came in, our estimate just didn't fall in line with how it came back. And then the hotel occupancy tax fund. So Julie's been showing you this decline month over month, and so taxes are currently behind $170,000. We are watching that very closely, and we always like to say that sales tax and occupancy tax go hand in hand. We can kind of see the trends of what's happening. Expenditures are better than budget by $6,000. We have not did the transfer for Heart of the Hills Heritage Center yet, but that is soon to come. I was looking at cash balances today, and it's nearing to where we're going to need to make that transfer so they can fulfill those expenditures. We do think we're going to have to propose a decrease in the hot tax revenues for fiscal year 26, approximately 10 to 15% possibly. Just depends on how it lands, but that'll be coming next month with the budget workshop, what we land on. All right, and then we threw this in here for what is up and coming. Next month on the 17th, we do have our general fund budget workshop along with other funds. And then right now, we're just currently trying to get our revenues in line and forecast out if we need to make some adjustments and how we can land at covering those expenditures. Also, in July, we'll be getting our certified property tax roll so that we can finalize that general fund budget and working closely with Bob and Kirkad to get all that done. And then you can see the rest of the items that are coming up soon.
On August 5th, what will we work on something that we just didn't get to cover at the July 17th meeting?
Yes, so if you had recommendations, once we brought you all the information to budget workshop, if we made some changes that were pretty extraordinary, we would like to come back and follow up with the new changes.
Thank you.
If needed, we may, All right, that's all I have. Any questions? Any other questions?
Any questions? All right, thank you for the presentation. There's no need to go to executive session. Are there any items for future agendas? I have an update on a future agenda item, the Tybee Mountain Cemetery project. Staff has cleaned up the cemetery. It looks fantastic.
Yeah,
And
I
I
need to go
appreciate
look
the
at it.
work of everyone who was out there making it look better. As far as the community, we're going to have a listening session soon and find out what people who have family members buried there, what they would like to see. And then we'll eventually come back with a committee to be appointed by the council. Anyway, thank you, Dalton, and all those who staff parks who helped clean up that historic cemetery, which that city happens to own. All right, any other items for future agendas? Anybody? Hearing none, I will adjourn this meeting at
There you go.
an hour.